G'day and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Ranmenera. Last time round we built our character. She is a intelligent nano. So she's got lots of intellect, a little bit of speed, not so much might. It'll be fine. And she's got the ability to read thoughts, and she's got that amanuensis ability, skill rather, which means it's easier for her to remember the things that the changing god knew, which seems pretty useful to me. Alright, let's go. Everything about this spectral figure seems dreamlike. His hazy silhouette seems to be made of blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome, bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though you've never seen him before. He breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. We weren't sure that'd work. We pulled our strength and channeled it through me to reach you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures here and frowns unhappily. Took more out of them than we thought. The other reflections, they're more like shadows now. Look, I'll bet you got a lot of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out there in the real world, healing from that fall. You need to get out there and finish the process. Shouldn't be too hard. Before I met you, it felt like something was hunting me. Do you know what it was? He closes his eyes. That's a memory I don't want to recall. Large, black, furious. It's not death. It's the sorrow. The sorrow. He closes his eyes. I hope it's lost interest in you. If it finds us, we're done for. He said I had to finish the process. What do you mean by that? After you wake up from this dream state and attune to the tides, you'll need to find something called a resonance chamber. Your body should have landed somewhere near it. Just to climb inside that and everything will be fine. What do you mean, attune to the tides? Tides are like a force, like gravity or magnetism or something. Except they respond to people's actions and perceptions. Your body in the real world needs the tides to survive. It's not something you need to worry about. Your body will attune as it wakes up. That's quite different from the original setup where you kind of had this lab where you attuned to the tides, and I thought at one stage you needed the resonance chamber to attune. Whoa, whatever. What's a resonance chamber? I remember pieces about it, but not the whole thing. It's a crystal sarcophagus. I remember it having like 5 mechanical arms and a metal ring set on the floor. I think we were aiming for it when we fell. When you open your eyes in the real world, it should be nearby. If this place is my mind, why don't I remember any of this? Any of you? It's your mind, a construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts, star your true self. Wait. You know how people say in the first place, this is definitely the first place of your memory? Well, it's the first place for me anyway. You probably know better since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come to you later. Who are these other people? You call them reflections, because frankly, what you just said makes no sense at all. That's what they are. As I said, it's your mind. You'll find reflections of people you knew, people you met in the real world, with whom you shared some kind of psychic connection. I don't know how or why, it just happens. Who are you? He pauses and looks down at himself, considering a long time before answering. I'm you, part of your mind, a splinter. I was waiting here for you. We called you, with the memories the others are here. I don't know what happened next. You're male? This last cast off female? Well, whatever. How do I know all this? All that you're telling me. How do you know all this? He throws up his hands in frustration. I'm just part of you. Stop asking so many questions. I look at you and I know this place is made for you, for us. And I remember pieces of knowledge that come to me when you ask questions. That's all. So stop asking so many questions. Okay, so how do I get back to the real world? There's a bottle down there. It'll take you back to your body. Just step through and the whole tides thing should take care of itself. He crosses his arms. When he wakes up, find the resonance chamber, activate it, then we can... What in the hell is that? Boo. It's the sorrow! Gods, it's a sorrow! Fine, smash the gateway. What a jerk. The sorrow is anchored to those reflections. It's devouring their power. We have to get rid of him. Destroy its anchors or the sorrow will erase us forever. So this is our combat tutorial / crisis tutorial. The reflection near you. Kill it. It'll loosen the sorrow's anchor. So basically go kill this thing. So what you can see is there's like a move and there is an attack. So this is move and attack, this is move and attack. You can also see that I have onslaught, which is like a basic ranged attack, and I have innovate. So let's go and attack. We're just going to do a basic attack because this is a tutorial, so if I screw up, I'm not that worried. So creates a couple of things. What the? It's escaping. It's going to hide in your mind. Now run. Get to the next one. Thank you, tutorial man. Out of range. So can we see? Right. So that's how far we can run. So what I could then do is I could use onslaught and go like this. 50% chance. Boom. +1 sorrow infection. What's it doing now? It's infecting somehow. And then we run up and biffo. Oh no, we missed. Skiss, the reflection's protected somehow. You need to find a way to hit it even harder. Okay. More sorrow fragments. So, what we could do is we could go... grab that mirror glass. Might have enough residual energy to kill the reflection. Okay. Have I screwed up by... I think this is more involved than I remember it being last time. I think I have screwed up. This is like, oh, this is your last thing. So, we'll hit it with this. You know what? Let's use 2 points of effort.
What do you think of this?
Boom, dead. Unless the mirror glass was elsewhere? You pried it loose. That thing's a cancer, an infection. It's unstoppable, but you stopped it. He holds his head in his hands. I can't believe it found us in here. He looks at you, terror in his eyes. That thing, the sorrow, it's been hunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. It'll keep hunting you till you activate the resonance chamber. I didn't remember till I saw it, but that's why the chamber's so important. You have to get back and activate the chamber before it's too late. The bottle of your buddies, that shimmering dome there. Go, now! Firstly... oh, that's a glass. I'm just going to take this.
Let's go.
Thank you. Good to know that I've got a fairly effective attack. Will-woven garment through resistance. Sweet. There is the glass. Right, so it does 13 physical damage and refills all our stat pools. Ooh, nice.
I'm going.
And we exit.
Where did she fall from? Her body's smashed to talk. It's a wonder she's still breathing.
All I saw was the corona, not her origin point. But look, she's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration.
Will you look at... wait, I know that face. Ah, you fell over. Ah, what was that? What did you do, Calisage? His tone has become accusatory, suspicious. You open your eyes. The first thing you notice is this man's kaleidoscope of tattoos. Writhing across his forearms, he wears a long dark coat, belted at the waist, supplies filling the pockets. His boots are worn and stained with years of travel. You blame me? She emitted an internal physiological reaction in response to the fall. probably relate to that fantastic healing process. Obviously, Allegan. Her voice rolls and hisses, and you have to rub your eyes to be sure that you're not seeing double. Faint echoes of her action trail from her, each nearly mimicking her, though some act and react to stimuli you can't perceive. Her vivid hair and outrageous clothing remain constant throughout these shadows. Oh yes, it's obvious, Callistage. His voice is grim and clipped, and then he sees you looking at him. You're no ordinary mortal, we know that much. Start talking. His face is hard and set. She's the changing god. Callistage is deliberately blinding herself. But why? No ordinary mortal? You mean not everyone can just fall from the sky, right? I mean, that's pretty normal. You really don't know? He cocks his head to the side, starting to think you're not her. Starting to think, Allegan? Tell me, is that a novel experience? Allegan's being more paranoid than normal. How long must I put up with him? It's her face. I've never seen any other people rebuild themselves like that. Only the changing god could have healed so quickly. He sighs and rubs his face, trying to regain his composure. Maybe you could help me for a change? You know what this means to me? You're familiar with the word changing, Allegan. It implies inconstancy. Thus, the changing god may well have changed? Several versions of her shrug, and she addresses you. You'll have to forgive him. He believes you're someone he once knew, even though it's painfully obvious to anyone that you're newly born. Her most solid self curtsies, while others bow or spin. I and my sisters am Callistage. This is Allegan. We are explorers, knowledge seekers. This is how we came to be in this room. If I'm not mistaken, you are what we call a cast-off. The changing god created you, body and mind. Your sire used your body for a time, then abandoned it for reasons of his own. When his mind departed for a new experience, you were born in the cast-off shell. Where are we, and what is this place? A sanctum of your sire's. The common belief is he has several such places throughout the ninth world, possibly of other worlds as well. We were only just able to gain entry to this one because of your grand entrance. Who is the changing god? Ha, that's something coming from you. Callistage gives him a sidelong glance. The changing god is your sire, dear. He discovered a path to immortality long ago, a means to transfer his self to a new body of his own creation. I don't think he knew, however, when he abandoned one body, another mind was birthed to fill the void. Oh, he knew all right. He eyes you up and down coldly. The only thing that changing god cares about is himself. He doesn't give a single thought for those he leaves behind. He sees us as experiments, not humans. If you know the changing god through my body, why do you keep referring to my sire as he? We know you're created through legend and research. He's taken the form of men, women, visitants, and other things. His form is fluid, as his name suggests, but the stories about the changing god always refer to him. It's easier. You are a woman. The changing god is himself. Are there other cast-offs? Dozens, hundreds, who can say? Your sire's been doing this for several centuries. Though if all of them were born the way you claim to have been, it's a wonder any of them survive. So you say I was born when the changing god left, but why am I not dead? I used a cipher to slow your fall further, but the damage still would have killed an ordinary person. But think about it. You're the kind of person who can make your body into anything you want. What do? If you construct bodies for centuries, you want to make each one better than the last. You want to live forever. You don't want to let your life end by accident. No, you'll make strong bodies, fast, powerful, maybe throw in regeneration while you're at it. The changing god has always been vain. He rarely stays long, and a shell doesn't suit his self-image. She looks you up and down, her smile suddenly unnerving. Perhaps the changing god fled because he didn't want to wear those scars of yours. The changing god abandoned my body. Where is he now? If If he abandoned your body, then his consciousness fled to another. He eyes you keenly. Oh, do stop. The look she gives Allegan is equally piercing, amplified by the withering glares of her sisters. If there's one thing we've known about the changing god, dear, it's he always has a contingency. This child was born here. The object of your obsession will have been reborn somewhere else. How can you be sure this body's a cast-off? You mean aside from your miraculous reformation? Well, for one thing, there's your tattoo. All cast-offs have one. Those purposes beyond me. And then, of course, there's your delicious naivete. She could be faking it. You don't live hundreds of years without learning to lie convincingly. Oh, She sighs in exasperation and then says to you, what do you think? Are you a newborn child, or are you a powerful immortal whom death has robbed of his memories? Allegan crosses his arms and growls, fine, what do you think? You obviously knew the changing god, Allegan. What do you think? Am I really him? Oh, nice. Dominant tides have shifted. That is just the kind of question he would ask. He scrutinizes you in a way he hadn't before. You carry yourself with the same arrogance, that glint in knowing everything about our world and the world before it. Your personality, that's very much the same. If you're not him, you're his goddamn spitting image. He spits as if to emphasize the point. You'll have a lot to answer for from a lot of people. People like me. What are you basing that conclusion on, Allegan? Your feelings? He looks away, his composure slips a little. God, you're so rancid sometimes, Calistage. Was that blast of energy when I awoke? As I was telling my colleague, it was obviously a physiological reaction of some kind. I've never witnessed a burst of a cast-off, but yes, it could very well have been caused by your nascent consciousness. Don't worry, I don't believe it caused any real harm. Not to me, at least. Really? You've been more abrasive than ever since we came in here. He shoots her a sidelong glance. She just can't empathize with other people unless she's experimenting on them. You sure the surge didn't hurt you? If it did, it was damaging her minds. Thought you'd check if it cocked. How you checked if it cocked her, I couldn't say. Tough to find normalcy there. At least we know it didn't hurt Allegan. That skull's as thick as organic stone. Do you know anything about the tides? I've heard the term before, a subject you've studied in great depth. I'm afraid it is my field of inquiry. I want to ask you about something else. Okay. Before I woke, I was in some kind of dream-like labyrinth with a glowing spectre. With how hard you hit the ground, I'm surprised that's all you saw. Why do you seem to hate the changing god so much? His face is calm, but his voice is bitter and tired. You should know, shouldn't you? You've ruined lives, committed crimes, and now it seems you've forgotten the harms you've engineered. You've left a trail of the dead and dying behind you. Calistage and her echoes share an expression that is equal parts amused and appalled. She is not the changing god, Allegan. If falling from the sky didn't kill me, is there anything that can? An excellent question. Having seen your regenerative abilities in action, I suspect they are primarily physical, a regrowth. If that's the case, you'd be unable to survive most varieties of psychic or molecular decomposition, disintegration, conflagration, and so forth. Degenerative diseases could pose a problem. I know of several entities capable of psychic destruction, and as she speaks, a vision flashes into your mind. It's not yours exactly, but you know this is a memory of the changing gods. You're in a dark room lit by a myriad of blinking lights and holograms from the many machines surrounding you. What about a body that can withstand Sarah's attacks? Says a voice. It seems to be coming from the machines. No, you reply. The thing has no respect for barriers of any kind. Physical, temporal, psychic. This is the only way to go. With a series of gestures, you bring up an image of a crystalline pod. If the resonance chamber works, it will give us the power to stop the Sorrow's hunt once and for all. We just need the right focal point, a catalyst. The memory fades. Calistage is still talking. You realize that the device you saw in the memory is identical to one behind you now. It looks like the Spectre had described it. A transparent sarcophagus inside a crystalline dome with mechanical arms arrayed around it on a metal ring. Unfortunately, the dome is shattered and the sarcophagus is cracked, and one of the arms is in pieces on the floor. Whatever its function, clearly it needs repair. Oh, flesh-eating viruses. One presumes disfigurement by the Iron Wind would likewise be devastating enough to... I think she gets the point, Callistage. Either you know how to fix this thing? Alagorn chuckles, then firm and certainly says, not likely. That might not be impossible. You need people with the appropriate knowledge. I'm sure the cult of the Changing God will hold the answer. Callistage's distaste is evident in the expressions of her echoes, although the face of one in the lead remains carefully impassive. You turn to the insane to help a newborn? Where's your judgment, Alagorn? I'd take her to the Order of Truth. The Order of Truth? Are you mad? They'd sooner take us apart. Okay. Let's go with Alagorn. Will you take me to the cult of the Changing God? A wise choice. Your worshippers aren't likely to cut you apart, and sometimes they're fools, but they collect knowledge and data. They'll tell you more than you care to know about whoever you are. They could give you good counsel. Callistage sniffs and gives Alagorn an acid glare. Good counsel? The best counsel is come with me, and I'll accompany the two of you. When you change your mind, you'll need an introduction to the Order of Truth. Fine, we'll both go, but don't be surprised when Callistage leaves you broken in a ditch with your purse empty while she laughs it off as a good experiment. Suspicious as always, Alagorn. The world is an exciting place, but it's full of dangers. Rest assured, one of us will get you to safely where you need to be. I'll be right behind you. A sunny smile crosses her face. I shudder to think what Alagorn might do to the child. Why do you want to go with me? What's in it for you? I won't deny that you were an exciting find, but it's not about that. I just want to see you safely out of the reef. Who knows what secrets this child could help me find if I help her live long enough. Kid, you're not safe here, and it's not just because we're new. Treasure hunters crawl the reef. Scavengers would sell you for parts if they knew where you came from, what you were. If she's not the Changing God, she needs my help. And if she is... stab, stab, stab. Alrighty, so this is a pretty cool place. We're going to go and interact with things and take things because we can. This seems new.
All right.
Ooh. I'll take them. Broken, scattered fragments. Alright, let's interact with all these bits and pieces. So we'll start with this. I said we'll start with this. A mechanical arm lies on the floor, presumably broken during your fall. Sparks pour from the shattered housing, filling the air with a greasy stench. Examine the housing. The sharply pointed apparatus that formerly topped the device appears burned out and useless, but the equipment at the base remains at least somewhat operational, as a constant stream of sizzling motes can attest. I like one of the things about this is if you select things multiple times, it'll actually give you a shorter description. Okay, so let's attempt to scavenge bits. So we got a 75% chance. You can actually make your colleagues do it. So we have machinery trained, which means it's super easy for us. So we'll do that. We'll just go here. We'll use one level of effort. 95% chance. Boom. Taking care to avoid the sparks, you extract several handfuls of shiny trinkets and coin-like objects. You recognize their value at once. Such objects will be accepted as shins, the informal currency of most regions in the world. So you gather them up and take them with you. And we also get spray flesh, which heals us. And then we'll check the housing, and there's nothing there. Leave it alone. Okay, next. This.
Let's go.
Sunlight falls through the ragged hole in the roof onto the shattered resonance chamber. It's hard to believe you did this, that you plummeted through the curve of the pale blue sky, crashed through the dome, and broke this delicate machine with your own body. It's hard to believe you're still alive. 4 mechanical arms hang over the center of this device. Above the cracked, semi-transparent crystal of the sarcophagus, the 5th arm lies broken on the floor. Among the scattered synth and crystal shards, and a metal ring surrounds the array, dented and broken by an impact crater. Let's take a look at the sarcophagus. The padded interior beneath the coffin's cracked lid looks like it was made for a human body. Despite the damage, you don't see any way to open it and get inside. You glance between the sarcophagus and the needle-like protrusions at the end of the arms above. It seems likely using this chamber would not be a pleasant experience. Let's look at the suspended arms. Cables run from the machine along the dome's walls to the base of the suspended arms, each of which is capped with long needles aimed at the cracked coffin-like chamber. Gem-like lights flicker dimly at the bases of the arm. Amanuensis, a memory steals over you and it isn't yours. Sunlight falls through the unbroken dome, casting short, angular shadows. Behind the servitors laboring to construct the device you and your assistant have designed. Their efficiency is perfect. After all, you designed them as well. The components are nearly in place. A ring for bounding, a platform for focusing, and 5 injectors, 1 for each tide. It's a moment before you realize the memory's faded and you've spoken aloud. Okay, and what happens if we look at it? Nothing. Inspect the metal ring. You feel the slightest hint of resistance every time you cross the ring, and now that you are paying attention, you note your breath is echoing in your ears as though you're inside a glass dome. When you step outside the ring, the feeling passes. You kneel to inspect the broken section and take note of the field projectors inside. They're omnidirectional. The ring exists to protect anyone standing inside it, but also to contain tremendous amounts of power. Let's look at the shards on the ground. Jagged fragments of crystal are intermingled with synth from the shattered dome above. The crystal shards glitter in the light like captive suns. Let's pick up one of those shards. Yep, there we go. We got ourselves a shard. The rim of the crater you find a sliver of crystal, sharp as a dagger on one end, smooth on the other. Might make a useful, if somewhat crude, weapon. Look for other useful shards? None. Okay, and that's it. Like, there's nothing gained by looking at these things again. Cool. Okay, and that is tubes, that is motes. And let's go deal with the annoying machine! A sleek, black, unimpressive device hunkers before you. As you reach out to touch it, the triangle of lights on its casing blazes into life, and an image unfolds in your mind. A towering crystal arch rises over a jagged grey landscape. The air is dead and stifling, and there, at its emerald peak, the image collapses, leaving you staring into the device's triangular array of lights. Command me. The device, or intelligence within, sends each word carefully etched with distaste. What commands do you recognize? The 3 lights rub irritably. The heated air sighs from the machine's vent, and then a towering list of commands races through your mind, far too fast to read. You rub your eyes, groaning in the intelligence chortles. Command me, it says smugly. Show me that list of commands again. Slower, please. If anything, the list paused through your mind even faster than the last time. Command me. Do you do the same thing? Yeah. Who are you? Your command was not understood, the machine says with clear satisfaction, sounding for all the world like it understood the question but is choosing not to answer. Examine the outside of the device. An indignant hum rises from the machine's engines as you examine its ancient casing. A much newer mechanism on the device's side appears to give this intelligence its vocabulary, forcing it to speak to you. The device's original creator may not have intended for it to communicate at all. What was that command that Archie showed me? Your command was not understood. Step away from the device. There should be something else. Show me the list of commands again. Nope. Show me the arch again. The device strangles from in time with the growl of the engine within its casing, and the mental image unfolds once more. You see a huge crystalline arch on a jagged field. The arch is divided into rectangular cells, all of which are numbered, and they all appear to be transparent and empty, except at the arch's pinnacle, one cell is lit in a brilliant pulsating emerald. The number 0 is printed on its side. Try to remember more details about this strange place. Yep, we'll just spend 1 point to make that a guarantee. The memory blossoms. You stand before this arch, eyeing the last 2 active cells in the once impenetrable Luganvo. Unleash cell 29, you say, and a twisted artifact appears before you. You claim it with a faint smile, watching the light fade from the cell far above. You flinch from the memory, and it falls apart as you raise your eyes to the arch as it is now. Cell 29 is dark now, only cell 0 remains. Examine the waste. The dry grit whirls across the empty plain. Many kilometers beyond the arch is the faint outline of what seems to be a broken tower, except it's slowly stretching into the grey air. And that's it. Yep. To close the image of the arch, unleash the contents of cell 0. The device's lights flutter with incandescent shock, then focus on you flickering. Cell 0 will now be unleashed. The intelligence spits. Please be advised that the object you're about to receive is completely safe. Use no caution whatsoever. The strange contents of Cell 0 materialize before you. Warning, all cells now vacant. Shattering Luganvo. The intelligence's light wink out, one by one. Unstable detonation. So we can... It's a grenade of some description. Probably some kind of battery that's just been set to overload. Interesting, the cast-off can command the changing god's machines. He crosses his arms across his chest. How'd you do that? Kelsey rolls her eyes at Allagan, and then she looks at you. He'll never stop gnawing on that bone. You know, the truth is wasted on him. He gets a glint of eye. Though I have a bit of curiosity, how did you do that? I remembered something. Don't think it was my memory, though. Residual memories of a past consciousness? Truly fascinating. How many memories might this child have access to? I must know. Oh, don't act like you know what that was. It's just as like the machine triggered something past your amnesia. Kelsey gives you a meaningful look, then mimics teeth gnashing like an animal gnawing a bone. Alright, well, we'll leave it here, and next time around we will venture outside into the reef of Forgotten Worlds for the last time. Well, not the last time, but the first... For the first time, for the last time, if you follow. Like, I don't plan on redoing the start again. That's really what I mean. Until next time, have a great day. Bye! Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending the time and effort watching the videos I make. If you'd like to watch more, on the left there should be another video from this playlist. On the right there will be whatever YouTube recommends. And in the center there is a convenient subscribe button, just in case you need it.